going on, guys? Me, David Derek Films here. Welcome back to an episode of NHL 17 New York Rangers franchise. And guys, this series is coming to an end. This is the finale. We just won the Stanley Cup, and that was the whole goal of this series, to put the Rangers back in Stanley Cup contention. And of course, we just won. Quickly, though, let's take a look at playoff stats before we get into anything too deep. We were the second best team offensively and the first best team defensively, so that is one of the reasons why we did win the cup. Let's take a look at individual player stats now. Artemi Panarin, 10 goals, big playoffs for him. Vander Kane had 6, JT Miller with 6, and you got Matt Zuccarello with 11 assists, Ryan McDonough with 11 assists, our defense stepping up there, and Artemi Panarin with 10 assists. In terms of points, Artemi Panarin with 20, Matt Zuccarello with 17, Derek Stepan with 15, and let's go to defense and see what our defensemen did. And they're all plus players. Look at that. Oscar Klefbom plus 15. Ryan McDonough plus 14. Brady Ski plus 7. Brendan Gooley plus 5. Justin Schultz plus 4. And Mark Stahl was even. So that's fantastic defense right there. Let's take a look at the main reason why we won the Stanley Cup. 1.7 goals against average is phenomenal. And a .937 rather for Malcolm Subban. He was just perfect. You could have not had a better playoffs than what he did. That was just perfect play by Malcolm Subban, and that's what got us there. Just quickly, Vladimir Tarasenko got 13 goals, which led the league. These are just the league leaders here. Brandon Saad with 11, Tyler Toffoli with 11. Panarin right there was with 10, so he finished 4th overall in the league. And in points, Panarin was 4th. So Panarin and Zuccarello's up there too. So both guys had a pretty good playoff run. And let's see where Malcolm Subban is in terms of goalies. Just quickly, where are we looking? He is top 4 among starting goaltenders, because is Bernier a starter? He must be a starter, I guess. So yeah, he finished 4th, but he was just phenomenal the first 2 series. It kind of dropped off a tiny bit, but overall he played phenomenally. The Avalanche won the President's Trophy. The Kings obviously won the Western Trophy, and we won the Eastern. Obviously, we played each other. The Art Ross goes to Morgan Riley. Hart Memorial goes to Vladimir Tarasenko, and Morgan Riley wins the James Norris and the Lady Byng. The Calder goes to that guy, and Malcolm Subban gets the Conn Smythe. Oh yeah, Martin Jones gets the Vezina. However, there with the Coyotes, I think that was. Varlamov gets the William N. Jennings. Adam McQuaid gets the Bill Masterson Award. I cannot speak. Frank J. Selke once again goes to Patrice Bergeron, my favorite player, and Vladimir Tarasenko wins the Ted Lindsay and the Maurice Richard. So, I mean, it's pretty much the same 4 guys winning every single year, or every single award that year. Look at our playoff run really quickly. We swept the Tampa Bay Lightning, beat the Canadiens 4-1, and then we swept the Blue Jackets in the Eastern Conference Final, and then we beat the LA Kings in a Game 7 4-3. So that was terrific. We went on quite a playoff run, and that was just luck. I have to be honest with you. That was luck. To be honest with you, the team really wasn't even built to like the level of what Johnny from 2BC does, but still, I mean, we got up there and we won the Stanley Cup. It was luck. I'm telling you, it was all luck. And of course, we don't have a lottery pick, because we just won the cup and we made the playoffs. Right here, let's take a look at retired players. David Backes is finally gone, and after that, really nothing else. Jussi Jokinen, he is gone. Alexander Steen is gone. Milan Michalek is gone, and any right wingers that are noticeable: Alice Hemsky and Joffrey Lupul and Ryan Callahan and Nathan Horton are all gone there. Defensively, now let's see who has left the league, and literally no one. Dennis Weidman used to be a Bruin, I know his name. Jay Bouwmeester's gone, Trevor Daley's gone, and Dan Girardi, right there. Dan Girardi, he dropped off to an 81, so it was smart of me to trade him. So if you're criticizing me for the past trade of Dan Girardi, it worked out in our favor. Every single trade in this series worked out in our favor, because we just won the cup, obviously. No, because they declined and everything was good. But right here, this is our first big trade. Matt Zuccarello, right-wing playmaker, 86 overall. He was 88 like a season ago, but he is starting to decline. He has that exact potential. He's 32 years of age. We're going to be trading him for Connor Carrick, a right-handed offensive defenseman, 85 overall, high 6 potential, and his role right now is a top 4 defenseman. So we're just going to plug him right in there, replace Justin Schultz, because I don't think we're going to re-sign Justin Schultz. We're also giving up a 5th, 6th, and a 7th to the Toronto Maple Leafs if they want to continue to rebuild, and we are going to get that trade offer through. So we just added Connor Carrick to our defense, and look at that, already up to a 93. I mean, we don't have a bad team, like, because we won the Stanley Cup. Like, we're still making moves here. And now in the draft, our first round selection is dead last, but we're going to go with this guy. He is a bottom 6 forward sniper, and let's see what his exact potential here is in a second. We're gonna scroll here, and he's a medium top 6 forward, so that worked out perfectly. We're putting players on for the future, and we have a lot of youth coming up. I'll show that at the end of the video, but that is a nice pick right there. Medium top 6 sniper. And yeah, he'll be playing there on the second line in the future of the New York Rangers franchise. Now, right here in round number 2, let's see who we are going to pick. I think it's going to be this guy. He's a two-way forward left winger, bottom 6 potential, but let's see what his exact potential here is in a second. That didn't make sense. And he's a medium top 9 forward, so that's pretty solid too. At least it's not low potential, because I hate low potential. It sucks. You want to get mediums and highs, and that's exactly what we're doing. So that's perfectly fine. Build that depth right there with that pick, and that was nice. Depth for the future, I mean. And then right here, we're going to be looking at goaltenders. McEachern, I'm not even going to try to pronounce their names. My God, dude, I cannot pronounce crap. We're going to go back here to round 4 and see who we got here. I might have passed it. He's a medium fringe starter, so that's perfect. He will be the backup for Ian Scott if Malcolm Subban, Malcolm Subban, and then Ian Scott, and then this guy. So that's going to be the rankings for the future. And yeah, we still have Ian Scott. I hope you did not forget about that. But overall, that was a fantastic draft. Just 3 draft picks. That we got the medium top 6 sniper, the medium top 9 two-way forward, and then the medium fringe starter goaltender. So that was perfect. Now here in the re-signing stage, remember, building for the future now. We want to keep this team a dynasty. We're going to release Leo Komarov. His service was good, but we're just going to have to let him go. Same thing with Brandon Peary. We want to bring in some younger guys. They're only 82 overall, 82, 83, you know. Those types of guys we sort of want to move away from and start bringing in youth that has potential to grow, or youth that is already grown and then it can grow even more. It's hard to elaborate on, but right here we're going to give Artemi Panarin a $7.15 million deal for 2 years, one-way deal, 88 overall left winger. He is the bread and butter of our offense, and we're definitely going to bring him back. Ever since we traded him from the Blackhawks, he has been perfect. Same thing with Mika Zibanejad from the Ottawa Senators. He's only 27 years old. 3-year deal that gets him to 30, and we're only paying him $7 million. Only $7 million? Nah, I didn't mean that. We're paying him $7 million. So he's getting a big boy contract right there. He's an 88 overall. Chris Kreider, 29 years of age. He is declining a bit, but I am willing to give him this money for 4 years. We can always trade him away for a team. Probably this year, if I was doing this, I would probably trade him away to another team so that they have him long-term as depth, because he is starting to decline in overall. So he is starting to become less of a major role and more of a depth player. Right here we get Panarin, Zibanejad, and Kreider back. Those were the 3 main offensemen that I was looking at, and we still have many players to go. Brady Skier, only 26 years of age, 84 overall. He's a medium top 6 defenseman. We're going to give him a 3-year deal for $4 million. I think that is pretty fair in both directions. Austin Czarnik, some AHL depth here coming up, and he is part of that. We're going to give him probably the lowest contract possible. Hopefully he accepts. He was with the Bruins in real life, and why not give it to him? He's a 79 overall, which does help out our AHL squad. Same thing with this guy, 78 overall, and we're going to give him a 1-year deal as well. George Habsky, this is one of the guys that we did draft. It was either last year or 2 years ago, and he is starting to develop a little bit. He is 78 overall, 23 years of age. That does scare me. You would think that he'd be ready by now, but he's taking his sweet freaking time. Hopefully he's done by next season. If he caps off, I'm going to be highly upset, and that will be a bust. But right here, we're going to get Ty Ronning and Brad Morrison back as well. More AHL depth. Both of those guys are just tremendous for our AHL squad. Marty Murphy, the guy that we drafted last year, is a medium elite, 20 years of age, 74 overall already, and we're going to give him a 3-year deal right here, and hopefully call him up in the near future. Probably at the end of this year, in the beginning of next year, he will be called up, so he's going to accept the offer. Ryan Graves does not accept the offer, however. We need him back for the AHL. Brady Ski does. Czarnik doesn't. We need him back. Brad Morrison is back, and Ty Ronning is back. So we need to go re-sign the 2 AHL depth guys right here. Austin Czarnik being one of them. We give him a little bit better of a deal. And the same thing with Ryan Graves. We're going to do this in a second, just quickly. And yes, we're going to give him what he wants. I lowered it just a tiny bit because I was salty that he declined my offer the first time. And right here, Brendan Gooley, 22 years of age, medium top 4 potential, 81 overall. And I like him there on our defense. He had some youth and some potential, and I just like that. So we're going to definitely bring him back for the future. Jordan Tutu, his time in the NHL is done. He is dropping off fast. I don't even think he'd be a good AHL player. Right here, Cedric Paquette. I have him in almost every single franchise. It's very, very weird. But yeah, he is young and he's a grinder, and he's just a perfect fourth line center. Not that defensive, but he just brings, the grinder, the young grinder. You can just build around him on the fourth line. So we're going to definitely bring him back. We get Graves, Zarnik, and Gooley as well. And we are going to continue to sign people. There's a lot of signing going on right here. Adam Clendenning. He wasn't really on the main roster last year. He's more in the AHL, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do with him this year. He could be that extra defenseman in case of injuries, but most likely he will be playing on the AHL squad. Cal Anderson, some AHL depth. A lot of AHL guys coming up here. I'm so sick and tired of saying AHL because it just doesn't sound right when you say it really fast. Chris Summers is going to be gone. We're going to release him, and same thing with this guy. Not even sure who that is. Combs. I've never heard of him in my life. And we're also going to get rid. No. We're going to sign Alex Tambolini. He is a left wing, 76 overall, 25 years of age. Hopefully he can grow just a tiny bit more, and then he'll be that perfect AHL player. Nathan Gerby, we're going to get rid of. He is getting quite old, so he is gone. This Jesus Stolbitz guy, that is literally his first name is Jesus, and unfortunately we're going to have to get rid of him, and it feels a little offensive, but we're going to do it. We're also going to release someone else. I did not see who that was, but they're probably not important if I release them. We're going to tag right there Zaborovsky. God dang it, I cannot say his name. Zaborovsky. I'm so sorry. All right, I cannot pronounce these names. And we're going to advance a day and see who signs. Oh, here we go. I always forget about the goalies. We still need to sign Mackenzie Skapski. God, I can't say these names. And we're going to get all those players that we just re-signed. And here we go. Skapski is going to be probably our AHL starter. He's a great goaltender for the AHL, 79 overall, and that's pretty much as good as you can get in the AHL. And he's going to accept the offer, and just like that, we get him back. And now we are going to be looking at another trade. Zach Parise, I'm trying to unload his deal. He had like a 5-year deal worth so much money, and he is an 82 overall and like 36 years of age. Yeah, he needs to go. We're going to have to retain some salary cap, though, which is unfortunate, but we're going to trade him away to the Tampa Bay Lightning for a 4th-round pick. Trust me, I tried so many ways, and it just did not work out. Now, right here, this is for the future. Tim Hadar for Hunter and, Hadar, Hunter, a second for David Pastrnak, right-wing playmaker, medium top 6 potential, 24 years of age, 85 overall. In real life, he is one of the best players on the Bruins, and we need to bring him here. We're going to give that 2nd-round pick to the Bruins because I don't want to feel bad. And, yeah, just like that, we get David Pastrnak. He will probably be the playmaker on the 2nd line. Right here, though, Tommy Wingels, nice depth, 84 overall. He is 32. Hopefully he does not drop off. We're going to give him some decent money for a depth player, most likely on the 4th line. And hopefully we can get him. So we're going to advance the day and see what happens right here. And we do get Tommy Wingels, which is good. He did lose a little bit of morale, though, but that is expected with all the new signings because that's just how the game works. So now we are going to go ahead and sim to the next season. Sergei Zaborovsky is going to accept our offer, which is good. No other team tried to buy him from us, I guess. I don't even remember giving him. Oh, that's the guy we tagged. That's right. Oh, and speaking of future, David Pastrnak's line mate is going to be Robbie Fabry. Look at this. We're going to be trading away Evander Kane. He is declining. He's an 84 overall, 29 years of age. Might as well give him to the Blues, who are a Stanley Cup contender, as it says right there. If you look down at the bottom right corner, it says status. They are a contender. We're also giving up some later round draft picks for Robbie Fabry, left wing sniper, medium top 6 forward. Yeah, he's 24 years of age, 84 overall, and hopefully playing him alongside Pastrnak. Pastrnak, the playmaker, can feed Robbie Fabry, the sniper, and he can get the goals. We're also going to be trying to get a 2nd-round pick right here, and I think this is a pretty good trade. We're also giving up a 5th, 6th, and 7th. Those are the later round picks, and let's see if this goes through, and we do. I think that is a complete steal. Kane is better than Fabry currently, and that's why they accepted that offer. And then right here, we're going to be adding some defense to our offense. We're going to be trading away Jesper Fast, did not really develop into anything, and Oscar Klefbom, another guy that did not develop into anything. This is one of the guys that we did trade for from the Edmonton Oilers. Trade for, what the heck was that? I expected him to develop. I did another franchise where he developed into like an 89 overall, and I'm like, gee, why not get this guy? He didn't do crap, so now we're going to be trading him away for Henrik Samuelsson, right wing, 2-way forward. He's 26 years old, medium top 9 potential, 84 overall, great defense. Same thing with Boyd Gordon, left wing grinder, great defense. Just take a look at those defensive stats. So these two guys are just solely for defense to help out Malcolm Subban or whoever is in net. And yeah, not really goal scorers, but hopefully they get the job done. We're also going to add a 4th and a 5th round pick right here to try to make this deal go through. And it does. The Coyotes accept our offer. And just like that, we add some nice defensive depth to the future of our team. Gordon is quite old, but Samuelson is quite young. So now right here, let's take a look at the starting lineups for the future. Archie Panarin, left wing sniper, elite potential. Or actually, he stopped growing. 87 overall. Derek Stepan, 88 overall. Chris Kreider, left wing power forward, 85 overall. Robbie Fabry, left wing sniper, 84 overall. You got Mika Zibanejad, center, two-way forward, 88 overall. David Pastrnak, right wing playmaker, 85 overall. And then on the third line, Ryan Gropp, he developed this year, or last year rather, and into this starting role, left wing power. He's 83. JT Miller, center, two-way forward, 85 overall. Kevin Hayes, his line mate, right wing power forward, 85 overall. That's a nice third line right there. I like that a lot. Tommy Wingles, two-way forward, 82 overall. He did decline a bit, which is unfortunate, but I guess that's fine. He's just some depth. Cedric Paquette, he capped out there at 81 overall. He's a grinder. And Henrik Samuelsson, some future prospect here for our team. Great defense, 84 overall, and I like that a lot. Right here, the captain, Ryan McDonough, two-way defender, 90 overall. He's going to stay here until he starts to decline. Mark Stahl has started, but he's still a good defensive defenseman at 86 overall. Brendan Gooley, two-way defender at 83 overall. Connor Carrick, the guy we traded for right here, he's an 85 overall, 26 years of age, offensive defenseman. Him and Gooley are going to get the goals in the net because Gooley has some nice shot power. Brady Ski, 83 overall, and Tarmo Rannunen, 81 overall. So we saw some growth between Rannunen and Gropp on the third line there. Rannunen is the defenseman, of course, and then which is good. But we also have Malcolm Subban, the centerpiece. He did decline, though, and that worries me. He was an 86. Now he's an 84. I'm not sure why. He is 26 years of age. I don't know what's going on. But if he doesn't work out for some reason, even though he just won us the Stanley Cup, we have Ian Scott here, medium starter, 21 years old, and he's already 82 overall. So, I mean, yeah, if the Malcolm Subban project does not work out, we still have Ian Scott. Adam Clendenning and Boyd Gordon are going to be our scratched players. And that is looking like the future right there, our future lineup for the future. Lots of future being tossed around right here. Let's take a quick look at player morale. Ryan McDonough is a leader. Ryan Gropp is a leader in his rookie season. Derek Stepan is a presence, and Tarmo Rannunen is a presence. So those are the main guys on our team in terms of morale and in the locker room. Captains and jerseys, Ryan McDonough, still the captain, will always be the captain until the day he dies. Mark Stahl is an alternate, and Derek Stepan is an alternate. So, not much more to look at here other than the future. Marty Murphy, elite potential, 77 overall. He is a power forward, and I hope that he comes up next year. This is going to be a great player. I'm just going to show you guys some of the future of what's to come. And yeah, right here, George Habsheed. He's a playmaker. Hopefully, I can insert him on that third line to replace JT Miller at some point if Miller starts to drop off. 78 overall, 23 years of age. He just needs to take one more, just tiny leap, and then he'll be in the NHL, but he's not quite there yet. And now defensively, we do have some defensive prospects. Sean Day, I think we got him in the very first draft. He's taken his sweet time to develop. He's a 79 overall, 22 years of age, medium 7th D potential. So not the greatest potential, but I mean, maybe he could become into something. Sergei Zadorov, this is the guy that I really like. Medium top forward potential, 77 overall, 21 years of age. Again, he's like Habsheed. He just needs to take one last step, and he'll be right there. And Brandon Halverson, the backup last year, he's listed as a backup goalie, but we're going to be starting him in the AHL. I hope that doesn't affect him at all. But he's a medium fringe starter, 24 years of age. And yeah, he'll probably be back up Ian Scott in the future if Subban doesn't work out. And then right here, of course, our 3 draft picks. And I think we had a pretty good draft this past one, just in terms of depth. And that's going to be the end of the NHL 17 New York Rangers franchise. Guys, I know this wasn't the greatest series on YouTube, but I had a lot of fun playing. I hope you enjoyed it for the most part. It's not the most realistic rebuild or anything. I'm still working on that. I'm still working to improve the series in some way. And for the final time, thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Remember your veggies. Go to school. Dan Carr Films out. Peace!